Huh. A really old turtle. Thanks, YouTube.
A really old turtle. What is that all about?
That's just the title of the thing. Thanks, YouTube suggestions.
1,000-year-old turtle. What will he do next? I'm going to Disneyland and getting on a bag of Wheaties. Bag?
And that's exactly what he said.
It's a box.
What's in the fucking box?
I'm an idiot.
Wow.
But that's nothing
Yeah,
new.
you are.
Thanks, Meech. I can always count on you for moral support.
To bring you down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. I'm your host today, Big Chungus. Commentating the show is Little Chungus. Format of the show today is going to be a little bit different, me, Big Chungus, is going to be driving while Little Chungus is just, along for the ride.
Oh, yippee. This is different.
Okay. Little Chungus. All right, I can't do it for that long. It's over.
You can't. It's like, no, I'm not. We gotta ease into this. I'll do a little bit each time, and then eventually I'll take a hold of the reins. But yeah. Okay. Well, that was. I gotta say that was a nice effort. It was a nice effort.
Oh,
but yes,
yeah, thanks.
You'll get used to it. But yes, welcome to another episode of the HotBar PodCast, where we do nothing but drink and talk about video games. As you said, he is your host, Dmitry Sechenkoff, and I am Adam Wolf, your other host, co-host, proud to be one. And today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about some positive things and really just kind of winging it right now because we didn't really have any questions to ask each other this time around. I certainly didn't have any questions. Other than, of course, the drink of the evening, Dimitri, what do you got? What do you got tonight?
It is the bluest of moons.
The blue moon. All right.
Hey,
I
figured it out.
I tried Blue Moon myself. I'm not a big fan personally. I
What
don't know.
is wrong with you?
I don't know everything. I don't know what it is about that beer, but it just didn't grab me.
That's all right.
It is what it is. But hey, I like a bunch of other beers, so, I'm not a complete loser.
Good one.
And on my plate this evening, I wanted to do a cranberry vodka, but I am so low on cranberry and actually getting low on vodka. I got to do some shopping this Friday. I mean, today. This is when you're listening to this on Friday. So today,
He's going out to the
I'm
store.
going out today,
Buying.
and I'm gonna get myself some more vodka and probably cranberry juice and whatnot, and more stuff. I just need more stuff. But anyway, so I had to forego a cranberry vodka, and instead I went with a classic screwdriver. I've already had one. I'm working on my second. So this is gonna be good because I'm gonna be drinking while you're talking. So, overall, today's episode is going to be a freewheeling episode. We've got an overall subject to talk about, and that subject is Battle Royale games. Yeah, there you go. Okay. He had the freaking drum roll, and I screwed it up. I'm sorry, Meech. It was my bad. And so the first half of this is really just going to be talking about this unbelievable game that came out recently called Apex Legends. Meech, have you heard of this game?
You mean Tetris 99? That's a phenomenal game.
Tetris 99. We heard about that one this weekend.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, at this point, if you have played any BR, I mean, this one, I guarantee you, if you're listening, you've probably heard of it, or you're probably playing it right now. So.
Yeah. Unless you're living under, well, as they say, a rock, but I feel like a piece of shit would be more apt to you not knowing how, like, about this game. How do you not know about Apex Legends, people? And we're just going to be talking about this game has taken the market literally by storm and overnight. So they've done both in one shot. And it's kind of unbelievable. You know, I'm sure everybody's heard the numbers, but I'm going to throw them at you again. In the first 8 hours of its release, Apex Legends garnered 1 million players. In the first week, it garnered 25 million players. So it's gone from no marketing campaign and no mention of it whatsoever to the most popular game in the world right now, with a ridiculous amount of players. And keep in mind, it took Fortnite a whole month to reach 25 million players. So, you know, that's impressive in itself. But I think, Dimitri, you explained it pretty well earlier today to me as to the reason possibly why it so quickly garnered that many people.
Yeah. And my kind of thought process on this was just because, so me, right? I've played Fortnite probably the entire year. It's probably the one game that really captivated me. And right now we're seeing this huge trend in just battle royale type games, right? It kind of started with these smaller ones that popped up. It was like H1Z1. Then they broke off and they even made their own like BR version of the game, whatever, yada yada.
Yep.
But yeah, we're seeing why I think the Apex Legends really took off is because there wasn't anything else out there besides like literally what was there? Oh, right, there's PUBG, there's Fortnite, and honestly,
Blackout.
those are the two big ones that that we're always hearing about, right?
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, literally just dropped on us is this brand new BR game on a like Wednesday, like while we were at work and you were like watching it. I had zero knowledge of this. You're like, oh, you know, it was from the makers of Titanfall. Yes, it's made by the creators of Titanfall, FYI. And all of a sudden, we see this game get dropped, and it literally just spread like the swine flu or whatever. You know, it's insane.
You had to go with a plague.
I had to bring the plague back. You know, it took the world by storm.
A wildfire would have been a little bit more damaging, I think.
Probably,
given
yes,
the recent wildfires in California.
True.
Can't
I
joke
think
about that.
I think the reasoning though is because we see this brand new game, and honestly, I'm in that pool of Fortnite players where, you know, I've been playing it for a year, and yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm getting bored of it, but like I'm kind of itching to try out something new, whatever. And lo and behold, here we go. Here's Apex Legends. By the way, free to play, which I think is what made it so successful, right?
Oh yeah.
Because if they had put a price tag on it, you know, definitely that number would be much lower, I think. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe there could have been, you know, the same effect, but definitely having a free to play game that is also you know, the performance of it is very good, very smooth gameplay. You know, even though they'd like dropped it on a dime on everybody, I mean, there were like a few issues with servers not, you know, like crashing from time to time, but overall the experience was like pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the players like from Fortnite, from PUBG, from whatever, you know, they're so used to those games, and they see this new one come out, and yeah, they're like me, they were like, holy shit, yeah, I got to give it a try, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why we see in like the first day, yeah, what were we saying?
It's like a million players.
It was like a million players
within
on
the first 8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, that's insane.
Yeah.
So.
And you know, of course, as we all know, Twitch is a big proponent of pushing games into the spotlight. And I think with a lot of big streamers, Ninja, Tim the Tatman, Shroud, looking at this game and, you know, wanting to give it a chance, kind of really just shoved it right to the forefront. And because Shroud, you know, he's the top streamer when it comes to Apex Legends, let's not kid ourselves, Ninja has basically taken a back seat to this guy. And I think it's simply because Shroud used to be a pro CS GO gamer. He used to be Call of Duty, I think, as well. But because of these guys, Apex Legends has been able to thrive. And that is no small feat to be able to just release in one day and in the same day grab everybody's attention. And I think it's in large part, of course, to everybody that has played it, all the big guys that have played it, and I'm personally happy that Respawn is getting the recognition here because they deserve it, because they didn't get what they wanted with Titanfall 1 and 2, in my opinion. EA picked the worst release windows for those two games, and so it's nice to see that EA didn't have a hand in making this game. They didn't have a hand in when it released. Nothing. They just let Respawn do what they needed to do, and lo and behold, Respawn is now pulling EA apparently out of a financial hole that they were in because of their recent fuck-ups, with Star Wars and the like. So
actually, wow, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even really think of that, but
yeah,
with Apex big success now, still it's tied to EA, and you're right. Like,
mm-hmm.
Which is kind of like, doesn't that like kind of rub you the wrong way? Still, kind of, it's like, even though it's like we're still here, just Apex, but in the EA is kind of like in the corner, just like, hey,
yeah,
we're still here, by the way.
This is still
we're
our
gonna
game.
Get a look. It's still our game, yeah. So, it is what it is, but
yeah, it's just nice to see. I think Respawn Entertainment has a lot of great talent at that studio. I think they deserve all the recognition in the world for something that they do very well, which is, if for those of you who don't know, Respawn actually spawned out of developers that came over from Infinity Ward, and I believe maybe even Treyarch and Sledgehammer. I'm not sure, but I know that Vince Impella, of course, used to work for Activision and Infinity Ward, and he broke off and created this studio. So all they know is Call of Duty. So that's why when Titanfall 1 came out, everybody was like, oh, it's just Call of Duty with mechs. It's like, yeah, but it's awesome. Not only that, but for those of you who may not be into the whole technical side of things, it's built on a very heavily modified, at this point, Source engine. And the Source engine is one of the most widely used engines in the world. It is one of the most stable engines in the world. Probably the biggest reason why the game was so stable when it released and so smooth, so this really helped the game gain that attention. If it came out and ran like crap and also had the crashes and it looked like garbage, I don't think it would be where it is now. But thanks to the talent that they have at that studio, this game was able to shine very brightly. So, Dimitri, with all of that said, obviously you had pointed out basically what had happened was Fortnite people saw this new game, they all shifted. And not to say Fortnite's, taking a major backseat. They still get a lot of views on Twitch. It's still one of the most widely viewed, up there with League of Legends and stuff like that, which I'm surprised that League of Legends even has viewers. But it's still up there, but Apex kind of took a lot of the player base, and I think for that particular reason, that it runs well, it looks okay. It's not, it's dated to some people's standards, but it was accessible and it was new-ish. Okay, it's still a battle royale. Let's not forget that. It's still a battle royale, but it's got the mechanics. It's built in the Titanfall universe, so it's got the mechanics of Titanfall. So it's basically, what would Titanfall be if it was a battle royale? And so basically the whole player base shifted over to this game, and that's what brought us those huge numbers in such a record time. What about this game for you has really caught your attention? Why is it that every time, and I'm with you on this one, I'm guilty of this too, every time I go to work, all I think about is playing Apex?
Well, slightly, not all the time for me. I mean, the thing that really grabbed me, it's just because it's something new, right? Like I said, there hasn't been anything like a new BR that's come out that's really caught my eyes. There's been a few of them, like Darwin Project, Ring of Elysium.
Yep,
I heard that one was actually pretty good.
Looks good.
So we have the Realm Royale. That was another one. So we have like these names that are just floating around. Obviously, I'm not going to get my hands on each and every one of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person that just, I tell this to you all the time. I'm very linear. So as soon as
Oh,
I got Fortnite, I was like, I need to get, I need to not completely suck ass at this. And I feel like that, and the shittiest part is I see it now with Apex happening to me. I'm like, I get it. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm garbage right now. But I've played whatever. I've definitely put a few hours into it, and I like kind of see I'm getting better and better. So I'm gonna fall in the same trap like I did with Fortnite. I'm not gonna obviously like just completely stop playing Fortnite.
Right.
Because like you mentioned, like is Fortnite? You think it is? There's like memes and shit that are coming out and like, oh, that's it. Fortnite's totally dead. Whatever.
Right.
Apex is the new big dog. That's not true.
No.
I mean, Fortnite is not going to go anywhere. All the little kids and whatever, they're still going to play the I say little kids, but really just anybody, right? Anyone that's been playing it is still going to play it.
Yeah.
You see now the top Twitch streamers, right? Like, yes, did a lot of them switch over and start playing Apex to try it out? Sure, yeah. We got Ninja, Shroud, Tim the Tatman, whatever. But then to your point too, like where you watched Tim the Tatman like yesterday, and he was playing Fortnite again for a little bit, right?
Yep.
So they're going to bounce back and forth between these games, no matter what. But like I said, the thing that kind of, I guess it's just the new factor, it's this surprise. It's like a surprise that no one anticipated. And that's what I think really sparked everybody's interest. And that's the biggest thing why it got so successful.
Yeah.
And it sometimes that pays off. In this case, it definitely did.
Right.
The numbers speak for themselves, but there were cases in the past where game developers or maybe even artists who decide, hey, I'm going to release like a sneak peek kind of, or not a sneak peek, just like a full length album without any advertising, anything like that, so people all of a sudden like hear that and they're like, okay, what's this? That's kind of cool. To some people, they're like, oh shit, no way. Like it's my favorite. It's my favorite game developer, brand new game. Awesome. Whatever. It's a hit or miss sometimes, definitely, because to your point, when you were saying, it runs very smoothly. It was built on a great engine. So there was really not too much game breaking shit in there.
Right.
As far like I didn't experience any real issues. Like the only thing that I remember seeing was, the servers were obviously getting bogged down because they're like half the world's trying to play this game at the same time right now, which I guarantee you they probably didn't anticipate that happening.
Nope. No, but surprisingly enough, even though they didn't anticipate the sheer volume of people wanting to play their game at the same time, surprisingly, the servers held up very well, as opposed to some other games, Battlefield.
Yeah, exactly.
So I that's what impressed me, is that even though it did crash, there have been many crashes and people disconnecting from the servers ever so often in their parties, and they have to log back in. With how little that actually happened, very impressive, especially with the amount of people that were playing it at the same time. And so it kind of just it took off, and I'm so happy about it. I really like Apex Legends, and Fortnite to me was always a co-op game. That's what it started out as, and BR was kind of just thrown in there, and it just took off that way. But I don't know, man. When Blackout came out, that was my new favorite battle royale, because it didn't have building, it didn't have all the destruction or anything like that. That was Fortnite's thing, and they did it well. It is what it is. But I always missed having a solid battle royale experience. I started with PUBG, and that never improved, in my opinion, and it still hasn't improved enough. But then Blackout came out and kind of filled that void of like, it's just about the gunplay. They streamlined a few things. You don't have to worry about, your attachments too much. And then that just had a problem with the armor system. The armor system is, I don't know how it works for everybody else but me, but it certainly seems like every time I start shooting somebody, they've got a similar armor setup that I do, but they somehow beat me in a firefight, even if I shoot them first. it seems impossible for me to win a battle in that. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
just have an issue with the armor system. Maybe I'm not getting enough headshots. But then Apex Legends comes out and completely changes my thought process on Blackout and how that's balanced. And Apex Legends does have an armor system, but it's more similar to Fortnite, where it's just like extra health. Now I will say this might have to do with the netcoding. This might have to do with the tick rate. But it does seem like a lot of the times the numbers that we see, the damage numbers that we see popping up on our screen, don't reflect the actual damage that we're trying to do to the person. True story. I used the Mastiff shotgun one time, shot a dude in the face twice, both 126 points of damage, didn't kill him. He ran around a giant rock that we were fighting around and came out and killed me. So I don't know how the armor system works, but it didn't work in my favor in that match. And I kid you not, that's how much damage that damn shotgun puts out, and I didn't kill the guy. So it was like, I don't know what to expect now. So there are a few things here. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's not to say that the entire, it's a great game. It's very smooth, whatever.
Mhm.
And that is one of the things that I had a quarrel about, was because I literally had to look it up because it felt like the time to kill in that game. And it didn't feel, it is. The time to kill in that game is fucking crazy. It's like all too long. Like, I feel like I'm shooting somebody for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, so sometimes my aim is dog shit and
Yeah.
I'll like miss half my shots, but like when I'm on and I'm like following them and like everything's connecting, they don't die.
Yeah.
And that really pissed me off. And I still need to figure out how exactly the whole armor system and
Mhm.
damage output works, because I've been in that same situation where like you're point blank sometimes and you like use the peacekeeper,
Mhm.
right? It's one of the shotguns in the game, point blank, and you hit the dude for like 18 or something. And it's
Yeah.
like, what? Like, how's that possible, you know?
Yeah. Very disappointing. And I also, to bring it back onto the positive scale for a second, you talked about how very rarely does a no marketing, just same day release as the announcement sort of thing work out. In this case, it did, and thank God it did. But it is very rare. And the only other, and I mentioned this to you as well, Dimitri, the only other time that I remember that working, and not that there wasn't any marketing, but it was all marketing done online on their YouTube channel, and it was mostly just developer diaries. The game Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and I know I keep bringing this game up in a lot of things that I talk about, but that's how good it is, because they were so smart about their marketing, and I had never heard of this game. Just one night I was surfing around on Steam and I saw this new game, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I'm like, oh, what is this? I click on it, I watch one trailer, and I buy it immediately because that one trailer sold me enough. It looked AAA, even though it was indie developed. It felt AAA, and there was no hype around it. It was an interesting look. I enjoyed what I saw, and I bought it immediately, and I did not regret my purchase, especially for $30. Okay, so imagine how I felt buying $30 worth of a game that probably should have been charged full price. Let's be honest. These guys they deserve it, and they could use it, because Ninja Theory is the developer, by the way. They have been around for a while. They've made some amazing games, and they're independent. So everybody. I thought they were owned by Sony for the longest time, because they mostly just made PlayStation games, or at least they made exclusively PlayStation games. But this one is they have been fully independent, I think, since their conception, and I didn't know that. So I was happy to pay them $30. Now take that excitement and put it into Apex Legends, a free game. That it's mind-boggling as to how many people probably thought this same process. Like, oh, it's free and it looks cool. Sure, why not? I'll install it on every system I own. I know I certainly did. I've got it on the PS4 and the PC. So, there's no way in saying that this no marketing strategy can't work, because it can, but you have to be smart about it. And I think Respawn was very smart. Like I mentioned, the stream that they did, the announcement stream as they called it, was like 3 or 4 hours of them just teasing shots of the map, and then they would blink in like some action and for like a few seconds, and then it'd go away, and you'd have to wait another like half hour for the next action blink or whatever. So I think they did it pretty well. I think the announcement stream went really well. It got people interested, and then the last half hour was them talking about it and showing gameplay, and it was smart marketing. And I think EA needs to, I don't know, not touch their products. I don't know.
Yeah,
that just provide the
exactly.
money and just let the developers do their thing. That's all you need to do as a publisher. Just let the developers do it, because that's their job. Your job is to provide the money for it. And marketing if you really feel like it, but EA and Activision, they hype their things up too much.
They do, especially, you know, when it clearly works, right? Like, hopefully this will be kind of an eye opener for EA. Maybe we'll see like kind of a change,
Yeah.
in how they do business. But
Fingers crossed, man.
obvious-
Fingers
exactly
crossed,
right.
You know.
Well, another big thing, right, is the fact that the game came out and not zero microtransactions. They're obviously there, but it's the same thing as like it is in kind of in Fortnite, right? It's just skins, right? Nothing in the game is going to give you an advantage. It's all pure. You got to be skilled to be good at the game. You know? Which is definitely positive. I mean, I remember back when I keep saying H1Z1, that's because I played a lot of that. But like when that first Battle Royale came out, I remember there were things, I may be wrong about this, but I could have swore that there were like certain things that like before you even landed, you could like already land with a gun or something or some stupid shit like that. So like you could like buy an advantage, you know what I mean?
Right.
Not where it is in these games where it's like, okay, like cool, like everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah.
Everyone's starts with jack all.
Yeah.
I still don't know why they can't figure out how the fuck to make it so that when you land, give us at least a fucking spear or something. It's so goddamn hard to find a gun in every BR game.
Yeah, they're working on that. Apparently, the people have complained enough that when you drop in, there's just not enough on the ground to.
Well, here's the thing.
You know,
I don't even think that it's not enough. There's too much shit, and it's not the right stuff. Because like I've run into the same building, or I'll run into a building, and then there's like 3 shields on the ground. Like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It's a squad-based game, sure, but like, what are the chances that all 3 of your squads are going to land and go into the same building? That's just stupid. You guys are going to split up. You need to loot your own crap. Like,
yeah.
So.
No, and that's the other thing. You know, like you'll run into a building, and like you said, you'll get like a chest piece, a helmet, and a grenade. And it's like, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to blow myself up just to get rid of the guy that's trying to kill me or something. You know, it's like.
Right. So.
Every building should have a gun.
Right. And I'm not like bashing Apex for it. It's literally every BR game that's ever been put out so far.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're all.
Or at least, Jesus Christ, start us with a pistol or something. I don't know.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
Right? Just to start the action off quick.
Exactly right. It doesn't have to be crazy. At least you have a way of defending yourself. Because how many times have I landed in Fortnite and then just got shit on by somebody? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and it's also like, let me tell you, the pistols suck in this game. All right, they're not great. They take forever to kill anybody.
In Apex or Fortnite?
In Apex.
Oh yeah.
They're terrible, along with the SMGs.
Except for the automated one. That one's pretty good. But again, your aim needs to be on point to actually take people out.
I've tried to kill people with the RE45, and it still takes forever, but it's more capable, let's put it that way, of killing the opponents. The P2020, not so much. Not so much. Have many problems with that. So
yeah, the thing is, any single fired weapon in any BR game, not a fan of.
Yeah, no, I'm actually pretty good with the G7 Scout. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I actually prefer that weapon over the R301, even though the R301 very competent weapon. But the G7 Scout does 30 damage per shot to the chest, so you can, and it almost fires about as fast as you can pull the trigger. Almost. It's got a little bit of a delay, but it's so damaging sometimes that I can't believe how many kills I get with it. So and I don't use it like a sniper rifle. I hate it. I hate trying to snipe in any game because I suck at it. Maybe except Battlefield, but any fast-paced shooter, I can't do it. So I slap on a regular red dot sight on there and then just go at it. But overall, I think our grievances are just the armor system, or the numbers at least that are shown to us, need to be adjusted. Something needs to be adjusted to let us know that we're actually doing the right amount of damage. And the weapons need a little bit more balance for sure. The pistols, they seem useless half the time. The SMGs, unless you get the Prowler with the was it not the
Select Fire?
Select Fire.
So broken. It's my
so
favorite.
good. The Wingman, everybody's calling for the Wingman to be nerfed because it's too powerful, and it's like, it is a revolver. I don't think a 44 Magnum's not going to leave a hole in your chest.
Exactly, and you need to actually be on point with it. I mean, yes, it does do 45 a shot, which is pretty damn strong. I think that actually may be the strongest single weapon in the game.
Yes, well, maybe except
besides
for the Kraber.
Besides the snipers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean I understand. Yeah, and the funny thing is everyone's talking about all these changes. They're gonna come. Hopefully, right? That actually. Oh, this is what I told you at work. I forgot. It's gonna be. It'll come down. It's gonna be the test of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
We already know that Fortnite is already gonna go on the billboards as one of it's going down in history because, dear God, it was literally, it took the world by storm.
Yep.
Just like this might, right? We're seeing it now. It definitely has its foot in the door, and it's sprinting upstairs to catch Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
But now, are the developers really going to see this, and are they going to be adding cool new features, making new maps, making new something that'll keep the players coming back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that will be the next big thing for this game, obviously, is hopefully they listen to what we want to see, right?
Yeah.
And they implement it. Because again, Fortnite's got that whole season pass thing. That's a cool system. Every what is it, 2 months, 3 months, something new happens, and they've gotten actually pretty damn creative the entire year because map changes. Adding completely new weapons, adding planes and shit, the ATVs, all that good stuff. The Infinity Blade, the most broken thing in the game.
Well, and you make a good point. I like that analogy, by the way, sprinting up the stairs to catch Fortnite. That was pretty damn clever. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you liked it.
Yeah, it's quite good. But for Apex Legends, I think the points that you made about Fortnite, where it was able to change things up. They did say with Apex Legends, they're going to try and bring out weekly updates. New skins, new whatever, changes to the game to improve it. And actually, that was a thought I had the other day. Could Apex Legends do what Fortnite does and change the map, or would they have to change, or would they have to create new maps in order to stay relevant? Because I like the map that they built. It is unique. Every section you go to is different already. There's no snow, but who cares? But the bottom line is that the map is unique enough in every single section of it that they basically used what they learned from Titanfall and just put it all into one map. And it was brilliant. I love it, especially when you go to Skulltown, there's these giant bones. Well, those giant bones are one of the Leviathans, those things you see out in the water. That was a statement from a developer. That's really cool. It's cool that they incorporated lore from Titanfall basically into this map. It's a dead Leviathan that just, was quote unquote buried in the sand. And I thought that was a really nice little touch. And being that in the Titan, and some people may not know this, but this was supposed to be Titanfall 3. And that's why a lot of people ended up being pissed off about this game existing, because it was supposed to be Titanfall 3. And then it just kind of evolved into this. Will there be a Titanfall 3? I hope so, because we need another Titanfall to really bring it back onto the map. But the map itself is nice. I like it. It's unique. It's different from all the other battle royales because it incorporates so many different things. Just like Fortnite, it incorporates so many different environments into one map. The downside...
Yeah, no, you definitely... Oh, sorry.
Sorry. The downside is that if they go ahead and do what Fortnite is doing, which is change the map, that may not work out in the long run for this particular game. I think with the talent that they have on the Respawn team and with what they've done with Titanfall in the past, and they've created all these different unique maps, I think they need to come out with different maps in order to stay relevant. Unless, of course, people are just really happy with the current map, which I think we are for the most part. Go ahead. You were going to say.
Yeah, no, I was going to basically add on to that is that in any BR game, right? Like I feel like the map is crucial because you know, if you have a boring map and you're going to keep landing and you're going to memorize it like the back of your hand, it'll be stupid, you know?
Yep.
So yeah, map is definitely crucial, but I also agree with you. I think that they will not do map changes, but I'm thinking in the future we see different maps. And I actually have been wanting this in like, even in Fortnite, I was like, God damn it, why can't they just like make a new map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like develop a whole new, or make like a pool of whatever 5 to 10 maps, right? And then every time you go in to launch a game, it's always different. You're going to be playing on different things. So it's like that right there will break up that like repetitive gameplay that you're always getting in BR. Because let's face it, I mean, you know, the premise of the game never changes, right?
Right.
Okay, drop in, find guns, tell everybody be number one, don't suck ass.
Right.
So
right.
Which is such a funny thing that this even that this style of game really like skyrocketed out of nowhere, because it was like I mean, yeah, you know, we had like our RTSs, FPSs, yada, MOBAs, all this stuff, and then BR comes into play, and everyone's like, oh, well, like I need to be number one, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the last guy alive, like, you know, so like it's really glorifying like you, because like you're the sole person that's like the winner kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously now we see like the whole thing with duos and squads and whatever, and now Apex, which actually one of the things that I mentioned to you about this about Apex was I was really on the edge, and I still kind of am, is the whole playing it with 3 people. It's like you almost playing it with randos is okay sometimes,
right?
But to really like, I feel like to really have a good time and to like, you know, even get to whatever, like top 10, like I feel like you need at least 2 other people that are dedicated and like you can, you know, cooperate with and just work really as a team.
Yeah.
I was a little upset when I didn't see that they didn't have solo, because I get my rocks off on solo.
Yeah.
But what you mentioned was because of their class system, that may be pretty difficult to incorporate for right now. Will we see it in the future? Possibly, yeah. Because maybe they say, you know what, well, there's going to be a solo mode, but we just limit it to whatever, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, these 3 classes, choose whatever they are, you know, and they're not like too overpowered. They're kind of in that same spectrum of like their abilities and what have you. So
yeah, no, and that's another thing is to the reason why I think they didn't do solos is because they planned on, you know, the map is, let's be honest, perfect size for the amount of number people that they have, which is 60. But also a team of 3 works out evenly in a 60 player count. So as most BRs do, if you got 100, you've got teams of 4 and there's 25 squads. But I do still feel strongly about that, where it's gonna be really hard. It's not impossible, okay? If you're a Gibraltar, which I'm a main of Gibraltar, and you're going up a Wraith, it's not gonna say the Wraith is gonna beat you or the Gibraltar is gonna beat you. It's all about who's playing that character. Are they smart enough to make the right decision at the right time? It's not about, you know, and the same thing goes with games like Overwatch, which is entirely class-based. I main a Moira, and you would think that I'd have a trouble, maybe facing off against a Genji or a Hanzo. But the thing is that, with perfect example with a Genji, I can 1v1 a Genji just fine because he can't block any of my shots because my shot is a beam. I just latch onto him and then I just do that the whole time. Moira's not OP. How dare you? But with this game, I can see it being a bit of a challenge for sure because there are some abilities that are potentially stronger than others. And then you have to think about the ultimate abilities of each character. Well, with Gibraltar, let's say you're in a 1v1 on somebody, his ultimate is an airstrike. So you either drop it at your feet when you're fighting against the person just in hopes that you might catch them, or you try and maybe sneak up on the person and drop it on their head. I mean, it just doesn't seem like it would work out very well in any situation in a 1v1. With an entire team, you can at least hope to hit somebody, But overall, I like the way that the game is built. It's built around a trio squad. I personally, obviously when I started playing Battle Royales, PUBG, it was all about the solos. And then I kind of went into enjoying squads, even with random people. Just simply because it was more bodies for the other people to shoot at. It was just like it was easier for me to sacrifice my teammates so I could know where the enemy was shooting us from.
I see how you used to
play.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Makes sense
kind
now.
it's a smart tactic anyway. With Apex Legends though, the thing about Apex Legends is that and this is actually I'm assuming this is confirmed information. But apparently, the developers were forced to not communicate with anyone when they were testing it with each other. They were not allowed to know who each other was or communicate with each other via voice. They had to use the ping system. And that's why the ping system is so good, because they were forced in this situation to communicate without words. And I think that's one of the shining things about Apex as opposed to all these other battle royales. There's a lot. I mean, PUBG, in retrospect, not that long ago, just implemented their pinging system, and it sucks. I mean, it's just like, okay, you can ping an area, and I think the same thing. I think Blackout also does the same thing, but you can ping an area, and you can basically give your teammates an idea as to where the enemy is. But in Apex, you can give the exact position. If you're like downed in a down state, you're still able to stay alive and help your teammates out by pinging the position of the person that just downed you. And so it really streamlines all of the gameplay. And I don't know, that's what draws me to this game, is just simply the fact that it's so quick, and you have to think on your feet. You have to think, what do I do in this situation? You have to really assess the situation and think, what can I do here to either win the battle or help my team? And so that's why I think that, I personally enjoy team-based games. I'm not really a solo player. It's too stressful, for me anyway. But I will say this, when I'm in a clutch moment in Apex and we're down to the wire and like both my teammates are down and I somehow pull off the last kill and win us the game, it is awesome. It is such an awesome feeling, which is why I feel so bad for Shroud, because he just wins too much. And he's so bored. He just looks so bored, man.
It's so funny, but it's so true. The guy does every time I watch him stream that game, and he's playing with, it's like him Skadoodle, and then whoever usually the third changes, and it's like,
yeah.
I've never seen them lose a match.
It's really rare.
It's that insane. Yeah.
But with me, I've been streaming, every time I stream Apex and I win a game, I'm just screaming at the top. I'm like, yeah, it's just so exhilarating. And that's really what this game brings for me, is the satisfaction of winning, because it's possible to win. Whereas a lot of other BR games, it's possibly one of the most difficult things to win a game. Which is why with Fortnite, I've kind of diverted to the fun game modes like Team Rumble and stuff like that, where you respawn, because the solos, duos, and squads just don't do it for me anymore. Same thing with PUBG. Like I stopped playing PUBG because it's garbage, but I was mostly going towards squads because I didn't want to be the only person, to be shot at. And I know my aim in that game is not great, so it's nice to be able to at least have some time to line up my shot. With Apex Legends, I feel at home because I played the Titanfall games, and I feel so familiar to the gun. Like, the guns feel really familiar to me, and so I can just latch onto it very easily. And I think overall that's what all this is about. It's accessibility. Accessibility of this game is so high, and I think that's why it's ultimately succeeding right now and pulling EA out of probably one of the worst ditches they've ever been in, and they don't deserve it, but they better sing Respawn's praises, that's for sure. But I think we're almost out of time already, Meech, which is crazy. But I think the last few minutes that we've got,
time flies.
When you're drinking and
fun.
Talking.
When you're
I'm almost done with my third screwdriver here. But the last few minutes we're going to talk about in general with BR games is how much longer can this go on? Because in the early 2000s,
exactly what I wanted to talk about.
There you go. In the early 2000s, we had the MMO craze, and then we had, even before that, we had RTSs, and then RTSs kind of showed back up with the resurgence of StarCraft, and then it was the MOBA craze, and now MOBAs are out, and battle royales are in, and so it's like and the battle royale scene seems to be going on a lot longer than some of those other games. Or at least it feels that way. Let's be honest. It feels that way.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. And I think that the funny thing is, though, I don't know if this is ever going to be something that goes away. Just for the sole, like I mentioned, right? It's for it's so super gratifying. Like when you win a match, you know what I mean? It's like, holy shit! Like, I'm the last dude that survived the entire match, and it's like, oh yeah, and you're not like, yes, you can play squads and whatever, but like, I think it really started though with solo, right? It started with the solo player. Like, if you're really good and you beat 100 other people in this match of whatever, and you're the last survivor, so it's like super gratifying. And I think people are always going to be playing them now because it's like a staple. You know what I mean? And the cool thing about them, though, and this is actually something that I really like about the BR games, is that you can pick it up and it's like you can play a few like matches. You know what I mean? It's not like a Dota 2 or League of Legends or like a CS:GO type thing where if you start like a ranked match right now in like any of those games, right? You need to put aside at least like an hour and a half.
Oh, easily.
Because that's how long it is, right? Like, it's a dedicated thing, and the shittiest part is like, if you don't commit to it, you're gonna get penalized for it. Your rank is gonna drop. You're gonna get you might even get banned for stupid shit, yada yada. Whereas in this thing, it's literally pick it up, drop in. Oh shit, I died. All right, rinse, repeat, and you can keep doing it. The most I think any of these matches have lasted. I mean, shit. I think my longest Fortnite game was like maybe half an hour, and even that's like really pushing it, because the whole idea of these BR games is the whole storm thing, right? You're forced to, it'd be completely different if there wasn't that factor. You know what I mean? Then these games would go on forever, and I think there would be no appeal to them.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that the entire map is getting enclosed by this storm, and it's making everybody basically need to encounter one another or else you're gonna die, makes it so it's like it's quicker, fast paced. It's to the point. I am kind of I like I say, I don't think they're going anywhere, but god damn it, I want something new to kick in. Like, and at this point though, it's like, it's hard because what else is there? What's the next thing that they can create that'll really be like, oh shit, this has never been done before?
Watch Tower Defense just all of a sudden come out of nowhere. just come back into the limelight. It's like, oh crap, tower defense is cool again. So,
what the hell is the one that? Oh my god! Well,
I love tower defense games. They're a lot of fun.
What's the monkey one? It's like
the monkey one?
Yeah, it's like you could get it on your phone.
Hmm.
Oh man, I'm blanking on it.
I don't know.
You had like balloon something.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's always like balloon or tower scraper.
The only one that I'm thinking of right now is Final Fantasy Crystal Defenders. That one was really cool. And I think one of the other ones was like what was it called? Sanctum. It was a twist on the tower defense where it's like a first-person shooter tower defense game, which is pretty cool.
What? You're making shit up now.
No, I just take a look at Sanctum and Sanctum 2. They exist, believe me. But yeah, no, and that's the thing. BR, I think I would have to agree, is gonna stick around for the long haul because it is still a new thing technically. It didn't stop at H1Z1. Okay, H1Z1 started it, and then the same guy brought us PUBG. PUBG sucked, so then Fortnite took over, and then now we've got Activision and EA trying to come out with their own battle royales. We still have yet to get Firestorm for Battlefield 5. We've got Blackout, which was fresher, but it still kind of has major issues. And now we've got Apex Legends, where it's just kind of showing up the competition with how streamlined the game is and how simple and how accessible it is. It's always going to come down to that accessibility factor. How accessible can you make your battle royale game? And after the accessibility, how interesting is it? How different is it from the other games? And I think right now what Apex has going for it is the streamlined gameplay, where you don't have to think about what attachments go on what guns. Unlike other battle royales like PUBG, especially PUBG, where you have to understand this scope goes to this gun, and so I can attach this here. Apex goes, well, I know what this is, and I know what this gun you have is in your hands, so I can make these two, merge. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah, that's the coolest feature, because like if you want to swap to a different weapon, it does it for you automatically.
Mm-hmm.
All those attachments and everything, it's smart enough to know, okay, you can use 3 of these, but not that 4th one, because that's actually, this is an SMG and this is a rifle, so you can't use it. Which is a really cool feature. I thought it was going to be, I was kind of against that shit, because I was like, man, there's going to be attachments. And I do have actually my one last negative thing to say about Apex is
what number 2? Oh man.
Yeah, I still think though that the game, right, as it is right now, we're kind of reliant on those attachments for some of these weapons, right?
Agreed.
Because take the Peacekeeper. If you don't have that precision choke or whatever the hell it is, where you can like charge up that shot, it's like, it's still good, but having that attachment just makes it like, holy shit, like that much better. Because now you got that like long distance shot you can do, and it's like, I'm pretty sure it even actually makes it stronger.
Yeah, actually, I just want to clarify. The precision choke actually brings the pellet count or the pellet spread tighter. I think
closer. That's what
the Peacekeeper actually has 2 attachments that you can get, and the other one is the charge shot, which is retarded, by the way. That is such a powerful attachment.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, the one where you can charge it up, where you're aiming down the sights, and
I don't know what the name of it is though. Unfortunately, precision choke is the only one.
Choke.
No, the only one that just closes in the spread. I read it the other day. I'm like, where's that charge thing? I swear it's a different attachment. If I'm wrong and you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure there's 2 attachments for the Peacekeeper. Because the precision choke does not describe any kind of charging capabilities. It just reduces the spread, as far as I read.
You son of a bitch, I was right. It is precision choke. While aiming with this attachment, your weapon will begin to charge with a blue effect. The longer you let it charge, the greater the bullet spread reduction.
All right, forget about leaving a comment. It's fine.
Yeah, I was right, Adam Wolf.
Yeah, well, I forgot we have computers in front of us. So... all right, so it only has 1 attachment. I could have swore it felt like there were 2 attachments,
No, it's got 3 total. I think you can get that one, and then it's the shotgun bolt, which makes it faster to.
Oh yeah. No,
reload.
I'm just talking about like that particular attachment in general.
Oh,
like,
to make it like fancy.
Yeah, to
schmancy,
make it
right?
really like powerful.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
okay, all right.
that's
It only
just
has
the
one
bolt one.
attachment. Overall, I think Battle Royale in general is here to stay. I think it's safe to say that it's going to be here for a while because every company wants a piece of that pie, and it's only the few that actually do it well. And Apex Legends is doing it well. And I know this episode, like I said, it was all about Battle Royale, but it was really focused on Apex Legends because right now that is the only game making the biggest impact on the industry right now.
Wait, but what about Super Animal Royale?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I literally googled like BR type games, and
Oh my
this is
God.
one of them. It released in 2019. It's got
Oh
a
my
9 out of 10 on
God.
Steam.
A 9 out
Everybody
of
check it
10
out.
on Steam?
Yeah, everybody check it out. This is a non-sponsored video.
Animal Royale has a 9 out of 10 on Steam.
Of
Oh my
course it
God.
is, dude.
Oh,
Do you
God.
see how awesome this is?
What have we become? What is... I mean, Apex obviously didn't release on Steam, but imagine what that might be.
Apex, I'm sorry, but you just lost a loyal customer.
We're moving to Animal Royale, baby. It's all about the cows and the pigs. All the
You
good
literally
food.
you get dropped in on what looks to be a goose or a stork decked out in an army uniform with basically like this hut on its back. That's it. I'm done. I'm so sold.
That
You could be a
sounds like
raccoon.
that sounds like freaking Worms. You remember Worms?
Whoa, don't bash best game.
No,
ever.
but like it's reminded me of Worms 3D,
No, it
where
doesn't.
they had
It
all
looks-
the different outfits and stuff like that. It's really funny.
It looks, dude, I can't believe this is a thing.
Oh my God. And this is what we've become. I mean, that's about as good as Goat Simulator. I mean, come on,
Right,
dude.
exactly.
That's the Goat Simulator for Battle Royale right there. Animal
It is.
Battle Royale. Oh God. Well, I think we pretty much covered the spectrum. Apex Legends is awesome. Go out and try it. It's free to play. You don't have to pay a damn dime. But you know what? Out of the very few times I paid money into a free-to-play game, League of Legends being one of them, I bought a character, Vel'Koz, main, right there. Apex Legends is the only other free-to-play game I've actually spent money in. And I'm happy to do it because I support the developer, I support what they do, but the best part is that even though they have all the different types of microtransactions, they got loot boxes, they've got the storefront, the featured storefront where it shows you exactly what you're buying. They've got the EA style coin layout where you can see how many coins you're going to get for a certain amount of money. The bottom line is you can earn everything by playing the game. As far as I understand, you can earn just about everything by playing the game.
Yeah, you don't have to spend a dime.
You don't have to spend any money.
The coolest thing too, which I love, is the fact that in those, Jesus Christ, in the loot boxes, if you don't have everything already unlocked, you are guaranteed something new, which I think is awesome. Because I hate that fact of like where you're basically gambling. Literally,
Yeah.
you're gambling. Like look at CS:GO and all those, right?
Yep.
How many times have I got a fucking Galil with like a green handle on it? 800 times. It pissed me off.
Yeah. No duplicates.
Compared to this, where it's like it's brand new. You're always going to get something new. So they nailed it out of the park.
The best part is that they even are upfront about the percentage in which you are able to potentially get a legendary item or a epic item. They say 100% of the time you're guaranteed a rare, which is a blue. The other two, you get 3 items in each Apex pack, which is what they call it. You get generally you get 2 whites and a blue. And they say in every 30 Apex pack, you're guaranteed an epic or legendary. So they tell you the percentages and the chances of getting each and every single item. And it's really nice to see a company that is honest and tells you like it is. And the more companies that do that, the more we'd be willing to spend our money. Okay, this is a free-to-play game. I'm damn sure going to start spending some money on this game because they deserve it. Because I have a damn good time playing it, and everything they have in the game is worth it. Skin or not, the game makes it worth it because I want my character to look cool. I want my guns to look cool, and I want to play this game. That's the biggest thing, is that I want to keep coming back. I told you, every day I go to freaking work, I'm thinking about playing Apex. There's something about this game.
Problem.
Yeah, I got an issue, but it's a good issue because I don't feel like this about a lot of games. I forced myself to play Far Cry 5 this weekend because I needed to step away from the multiplayer games because I was losing so damn much. And I was getting frustrated. But I had to find a reason to step away. And I like Far Cry. I like Far Cry 5. It's all right. It's not the best. Far Cry 3 is the best. But I forced myself to play something I didn't want to because, you know, I had to step away for a second. But that's how bad it is because I didn't want to step away. I wanted to keep playing.
What I found out? I kind of did the same thing with Fortnite. Like, I stopped playing it for maybe 2 weeks or something. And then the funny thing is, though, and I swear to you, you need to do this to improve, because if you're constantly grinding and you're trying to get better, you're gonna be stressing because you're you're not gonna be on point. You're gonna be whatever, missing your shots. I shit you not, after not playing for 2 weeks, hopped on, played one night, and I think I even I got a solo win, and most of my games I got to top 5.
Nice.
I was on they were pretty high kill games. Just I was on point. You know what I mean? You're not you're in that clear mindset where all right, cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna just chill, play a few, whatever, and you're in the zone.
Oh yeah. No, that happened to me this past weekend. First game I come back into Apex, after not playing it for a couple days, get a win with two random people, and it was awesome. We had a grand old time, and then every other game after that was a loss. But that's okay. If you if you get up, if you just play it smart, even if you don't win, you get in the top 3 teams, you get a lot of XP for playing the game. The game is about survival, but in Apex, they've kind of forced your hand. And normally I would play with like in PUBG, I would play stealthy because that's just the way it's built. With Apex, it's fast-paced. It's quick. You've got to be in the action. You've got to take advantage of those teams that are fighting already, because you may not have a chance when they got their sights on you. So you have to take advantage of those chances. But overall, and I don't know how this is possible, but if you have not tried Apex yet, I recommend it. It's on Xbox, PS4, and PC. It's on all the major platforms except Switch. I think it could run on Switch personally. I mean, it's the Source engine, so it can run on anything.
I was gonna say. I mean, they threw Fortnite on the Switch, so this thing should be able to.
They should be able to. But it's a hell of a game to play, and I think everybody should experience it at least once. Even if you don't really like battle royales, I think you're gonna like something about this game. I really do, because it's. If you're a Call of Duty fan, you're going to like something about this game because it's very Call of Duty feeling. It's fast-paced, it's quick, and it's fun. And when you get that win right off the bat, I'm telling you, man, it's the best feeling in the world. Unless you're Shroud, then you're bored. But other than that, the game is phenomenal. And Meech, any final thoughts before we wrap this up? We're kind of dragging on now, but any final thoughts about Apex Legends or Battle Royale games in general?
No, not really. I mean, definitely check out Super Animal Royale. Link in the description below. I couldn't even keep a straight face.
Why, dude? You can't even keep a straight face on the microphone. Damn it.
I can't. I lost my shit when I saw this. This is good.
This is why.
I'm gonna check it out. It's free to play, guys.
Oh my god, dude! I swear to God, if you get footage for this episode of that would be awesome.
You think I'm not gonna get footage?
Yeah, I thought you might. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to leave a comment down below. What do you think of Battle Royale games? Do you think they're here to stay, or do you think they're going to start fizzling out? in the coming years. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes or hell, even SoundCloud, why not? That's where everything starts anyway. Let us know over on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at HotBar PodCast, I believe it is. And, leave us a comment on Twitter letting us know what you thought of, what you think of Battle Royale games, or what you think of us, because I've had a few drinks. I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. And my thought process has been kind of all over the place, but that's the beauty of this podcast. And definitely,
And that'll wrap it up for us, ladies and gentlemen.
if you haven't already checked out the other episodes of our podcast, please do. I think they're actually quality content. Of course, I make the content, so of course I'm going to think it's quality. But let us know what you think of the podcast. If there's anything that we could change, let us know. We are open to suggestions always. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Adam Wolf. He's Dmitry Setchikov. Almost got it. I got it the first time.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents?
No comment.
And we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.